Oh, do you like me seat? Look, 2 clots of earth. One of these foamy things you get from walking people, Ramblers magazines and things. You get these foamy things you can sit on. Oh, it's lovely and soft. Oh, today's been a bit of a disaster. Yeah, you see this thing here? Now, there is a way of putting this on properly. If I can remember. Something like this. Like that. You bring that bit round. You tuck it in somewhere. Like that. And you bring this back up here like this. Sort of. There you go. That's for when you're in the desert and the sand's blowing and you don't want to get desert stuff in your eyes, you know. So that's what you do with one of them. But as it's freezing cold, I've got it around my neck instead. Right, let's put the app back on. Oh, yeah, it's today's been a bit of a disaster. I forgot to charge up my GPX. I was thinking, I'm normally finding pretty good stuff with the GPX, you know. All I'm finding is cack. So I was digging a hole over there and I thought, oh, that's a good signal. And then I started to get this sort of like high-pitched noise that I haven't heard before coming out of the machine. And when I thought, well, I better do a battery test. 7.3. I thought, I think it's supposed to be 7.9. Or was it 4.9? Or 3.9. Well, it's one of the three. And basically the battery's flat. Forgot to charge it. I thought, this morning, last night I thought, should I charge it? Oh, those things last forever. Whoops. So I haven't charged it when it's gone flat. And all I found today was a bit of mangled aluminium, like some sort of aluminium can or something. But I did test it because I got the super small coil on, this one here, the 10 by 5, I think, 10 by 5. Doesn't say on there, right? So a 10 by 5, I put that one on. And I thought, well, I found a quiet area because all I was getting was iron signals everywhere. And I thought, well, must be something wrong with it. So I dug this hole got this quiet area, dug this hole about a foot deep, got a little halfpenny, Queen Victoria halfpenny, and I put that halfpenny down the hole and swung it over and bow, wow, banging signal, it was banging. I thought, wow, for such a tiny little coil, it easily saw a foot deep. So I was about to dig a deeper hole when it started getting this sort of like high-pitched sort of beep boop sort of tone. And well, it's flat. So I thought, well, I'm in the middle of this here field, hiding behind this here hedge. There's a road over there. And hiding, I'm dressed in black and hiding in this field here. Don't want anyone to see me. Not that I'm doing anything wrong, because, you know, this is now my primary, making these videos here is my primary income. And do you know why? Do you know why it's my primary income? Because as this video is probably going to go up, when I left the house before coming here, I was on 9,992 subscribers. Woohoo! 10,000 subscribers. And I thought, wow, you know, so fantastic news. Oh, I got some more fantastic news. Just as I was about to leave the house to come here metal detecting, a letter dropped through the door and it said NHS on the letter. And my father is getting on a bit, like. So, it was addressed to him, so I ripped it open, and there it said, COVID-19 vaccinations. Woohoo! Woohoo! So I booked it. It's all arranged. He's going to be vaccinated soon. Right. So that's 2 bits of good news today, and that's about it. Because you know, obviously, you lot can't go out metal detecting in the UK. Right. Enough waffling. Let's have some coffee drinking. I thought I'd go for dry January. It's been 5 days now without a drink. Yeah. 5 days. So I thought what I would do is, lots of people have been asking, like loads of people have been asking, how the hell did you get to 10,000 subscribers? Well, there's a formula that I follow. I've got a formula, yep. And what you need is something called a what do they call it? A business plan. That's it, a business plan. And I've got up on behind my computer, I do all my work. I've got sheets and sheets, A4 sheets of goals. You know, this is what I'm going to do on that date. This is what I'm going to do on that date. That date, that date, that date, that date. This is the goals that I'm heading for. This is what I'm going to do. And that's what you need. You need what's called a business plan. Right, that's enough waffling about how am I going to get to how you could get to 10,000 subscribers. And the weird thing is that I was just looking back. This time last year I was on about 3,000. So 8,000 subscribers in 9 months. Woohoo! Right. Oh, black coffee. That reminds me of a story. When I was in the Royal Horse Artillery, firing big guns, we were on exercise on Lark Hill Ranges. Lark Hill? Yep, Lark Hill. Yep. Near that pub called the Buster. There's a pub on Salisbury Plain called the Buster. And there's Lark Hill Ranges there. Yeah, Lark Hill. Pretty sure it's Lark Hill. It was a few years ago. And oh, it just feel. And we're on this exercise, and we were number 1 gun, so we were firing off these live rounds. We were firing live rounds, so it's whistling off, and you know, 13 odd miles they used to fly these live rounds. And we were in number 1 crew, number 1 gun, and this bigwig, something like a colonel or something, turned up, and he had an entourage of all sort of super smart dressy soldiers, like, you know, you could see where they'd been ironing their combat jackets, you know, the creases. And someone shouted, I think I was number 2, and a number 2 gunner is the one that sort of pushes the shell up the barrel. I think it was number 2. It was a while ago. Yeah, number 1's the guy that sits down, loads the breech. Number 2 is the guy who rams the or was that number 3? I might have been number 3 or number 2. Remind me in the comments. Anyway, this officer, this colonel, turned up, right? You know, and someone shouted at I think it was the corporal in charge. He said, "Denny, get the colonel a coffee." Right. So I had this sort of ceramic cup that wasn't much, you know. When I got there before the exercise, it was that colour, sort of a white colour. Well, after a few days of being on exercise, it had turned into sort of like sort of that colour, like a, you know, like a very dark brown with all the dribbling stains of coffee. Because when you used to have coffee in the artillery, we had 3 spoonfuls of coffee and like 3 or 4 spoonfuls of sugar, and you used to call it black as night and sweet as hell. And it was like ultimate. It was the ultimate sort of caffeine boost to keep you awake, you know, because you were basically awake all the time. You just catch the odd bit of sleep when you could, mostly nodding, like, you know. So you're awake all the time. And anyway, so I went and made him a coffee, and I went up to the Colonel. I handed him the cup like that, and all of his entourage went, because this coffee was white. You could see all the dribble and stain marks down the outside the coffee cup. You know, it looked pretty horrendous, but you know, we haven't got any washing facilities to do any washing. You know, where are we going to do that? Get that from? Wipe it off in the mud. So I handed this cup to him, and his entourage went, "Oh my God!" And this Colonel grabbed the cup and said, "Oh, that takes me back," and took a great big swig. Yeah, and they all went, "Oh." So yeah, that was. Oh, I miss those days, you know. But I'm too old for it now. You couldn't do what you had to do, like an annual fitness test, like run so many miles in such a time and stuff. I couldn't run 3 miles. I could probably cycle 3 miles with my electric bike, but I couldn't run 3 miles. So anyway, that's enough waffling, methinks. Yeah, today's video was a bit of a disaster. Yeah, so hopefully I'll get it charged, and then I'll come back out with the with either that one or the CTX. I can't make my mind up. I might come out with the CTX. It's just a bit easier because there's a lot of baggage. The GPX. Right, I'm going to finish this here coffee, and then I'm going to start work on the video explaining how I got to 10,000 subscribers. Cheers!